All right.
Hello, welcome to TUTV. I'm Sarah Moore.
And I'm Katherine Stenning. Welcome back to the show. You're going to ask me something really embarrassing we discussed earlier, aren't you?
I am. So, Katherine, we realized that every week you wear the same outfit to TUTV. What's up with that?
Well, you know, I'm just a simple woman, but no, I come from practice every week, and usually I'm an anchor, so you can't see the disgrace that is my slides and stuff. But yeah, that's why I'm really thinking it's going to be a good idea to pack some spare clothes next time.
That's probably a good idea. So what practice are you coming from?
I'm coming from the weights room. Yeah, usually I have all sorts of snacks packed in my bag afterwards too. I love to raid the snack bit of the weights room. But yeah, that's why, guys, I promise I do have some sort of fashion sense, just doesn't seem like it. But yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Hello and welcome to TUTV. I'm David Stump.
And I'm Aiden Whitaker.
We-
Get into it.
We've got some exciting news stories for you all this week, so let's jump right in. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, during the week of October 1st, there were 1,021 cases of influenza A and B reported in the United States. In an article published by ABC News, it was stated that Australia has also faced its most intense flu season in 5 years. According to scientists, this is a telltale sign that a major flu season is likely to occur worldwide. Earlier this year, the CDC published a report about the drop in flu vaccination uptake. Some reasons given include confusion that the COVID-19 vaccines also protect against the flu, people making fewer visits to vaccine providers during the pandemic, and fewer flu vaccination clinics open compared to years prior. The CDC has previously warned that the U.S. may see a harsh flu season after few to no cases were reported over the last 2 years.
This past weekend, Adam Towes, an economic historian from Columbia University, published an opinion piece highlighting the possibility of the world's first economic deflation. In the article titled "The First Global Deflation Has Begun," Towes acknowledged the, quote, rapid economic recovery, end quote, that the world experienced after the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. This has caused a large spike in the inflation worldwide, but with countries increasing their interest rates and distribution of debt relief programs, the spike of inflation has left many individuals in a, quote, economic funk, end quote. Towes continues to discuss how, with central banks raising their interest rates, foreign investors have been attracted to their markets, driving the exchange rate up. A stronger currency makes imports cheaper and lowers inflation. In a closing statement, Towes says that if the generation of young people whose educations were blighted by the COVID lockdowns finish their training only to find labor markets closed by a global downturn, it will be an inexcusable failure of policy.
Police in Boulder, Colorado have asked for the public's assistance in locating a 14-year-old girl who was last seen on September 30th at the Boulder High School football game, officials said. Chloe Campbell was last seen wearing a black hoodie, a purple top, and blue jeans. She is 5 feet, 6 inches tall, and weighs 120 pounds. Friends and family have had contact with the teen, but have not seen her since the football game. Although officials have stated that her disappearance does not qualify her for an Amber Alert, since she has been in contact, investigators, family, and friends have shared increased concern about her disappearance. According to a press release from local police, it was shared that, quote, friends have received messages that they believe could be from Chloe, saying she is safe with a family in Arizona and does not want to return home, end quote. It has not been confirmed by police that the text exchanges and phone calls are from Chloe.
The son of Republican Georgia Senate candidate Herschel Walker on Tuesday continued his social media attack against his father in a series of new videos labeling Walker's behavior on the campaign trail as, quote, atrocious, end quote. Christian Walker's social media accusations against his father first began on Monday evening when he sent a series of tweets accusing Herschel Walker of abusive behavior and pressuring women in his past relationships to have abortions. The Senate candidate, who has adopted an unyielding stance against abortion rights while on the campaign trail, on Monday threatened to sue the Daily Beast after it published an initial report of Christian Walker's accusations. In a possible response to Christian Walker's video, Herschel Walker tweeted, quote, I love my son no matter what, end quote. Herschel Walker has not directly addressed his son's accusations to date.
From October 5th through October 11th, Fat Bear Week takes place in Katmai National Park, Alaska. Fat Bear Week is an annual tournament celebrating brown bears and their success in preparation for winter hibernation. During this week, voters from all over the world can participate in a poll that determines which brown bear in the area exemplifies the most fatness. In an article published by Explore.com, it is stated that, quote, fat bears exemplify the richness of Katmai National Park and Bristol Bay, Alaska, a wild region that is home to more brown bears than people and the largest, healthiest runs of sockeye salmon left on the planet, end quote. The winner will be announced at 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific time.
Fat Bear Week, that really, I want to go to that. That seems interesting.
Honestly, I have voted 3 times through 3 different friends at this point. I love Fat Bear Week. Every single year I look forward to it. It's just it's the perfect break from all the midterm scaries and everything, and you just get to look at fat bears and say, oh, that's a fat bear. I vote for you. So yeah, it's great. When I read that story, actually, I immediately thought of the B-movie scene where they're taking the guy who created the honey bear bottles to court, and then they unleash a wild bear in the courtroom and everything. It was so funny.
Okay.
But yeah. Well, that's all that we have for you guys this week. We'll see you next time.
Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to be interviewing Zach Short, and he's going to be talking about the Collegian. So, what is the Collegian?
The Collegian is just the student newspaper that we run on campus. It's run completely by students and I guess ideally for students, but we do get a handful of professors that read it. But it's just it's the student publication as far as print media goes. It's our one source of newspaper material. So and we run it ourselves, and
That's awesome.
it goes.
So how can students get involved working with the Collegian?
So the easiest way to get involved is to just start writing, or I guess taking pictures if that's what people prefer. We typically try to do a write-up with those, but we always publish some pictures too. But we meet on Monday nights, Oliphant 110 at 5 o'clock. It's usually about a half hour. We do pitches, and if people can't make that or don't want to make that, because it does happen as well, we have pitch lists, and we'll send all of our pitches every week to an email list. And people can get on there, and from that, it's just a matter of signing on to take something up, getting it in, getting edits in, and seeing it go into print.
Cool. So you mentioned pitches. What does that mean, and what does the process look like for writing for the Collegian?
Yeah, okay. So on Monday nights, we meet up in Oliphant, and each section editor will do the pitches, the things that they want covered for their sections. So for sports, it's typically the easiest for them to come up with pitches because it's just TU sports, but other sections will have a little bit more difficulty finding their pitches. But they'll just pitch them to whoever's there. People can take up articles that they want. Whatever they don't take goes into the email. We send that out. People take up whatever they want to cover, and then articles come in Friday if they're on time. There are always extenuating circumstances, though.
So what do you do for the Collegian? I know that you've been working with them for quite a long time. So
Yeah.
what does your job look like?
So I am, as of my senior year, I'm the editor-in-chief. So I kind of have to look at everything 10 times from start to finish, which is a fun process, but managing editor gets to do all that stuff too. So I'm not alone in it. But as far as each week's publication, I show up Monday, we do pitches, I can kind of help out, throw out some ideas there for each different section if there's something I want to see pitched. Articles come in through the week. I have to proofread everything. It's supposed to be just for grammatical mistakes when it gets to me, but occasionally I'll make some section suggestions, some content. And then on Sundays we meet up and compile the paper, and that's about an 8-hour process right now.
My.
So I get there at 11, and we put together each of the sections. We do last proofreads, and once everything's put together, I get to go through with the managing editor and look at the design, and that's always fun. But about 7 o'clock we're usually done.
Wow, I didn't realize how long of a process that was. That's really impressive.
It gets faster. Our first couple weeks were about 12 hours.
Oh my gosh.
So it certainly gets faster as people get used to doing it.
Yeah, we can understand that here at TUTV. It definitely gets faster the more that we do it together.
Yeah.
So why would you encourage students to get involved with the Collegian?
I mean, it kind of helps with, writing. People don't really realize it, but the more you write, the better of a writer you are. So that was one of the big reasons that I got involved personally, just because I knew that I need to write and write well for my degrees. And this was just a really good outlet to practice that and have other people provide feedback. So, it's just fantastic for that, not to mention the importance of journalism in general, and especially student journalism, and providing that perspective. That aside, just on the personal selfish motivations, it's great for becoming a better writer.
Yeah, that's gotta look really great on resumes, and I know that I could probably use some more writing experience. That's such an awesome opportunity. So what would you like to tell students? What would you like students to know about the Collegian?
As far as what I'd want students to know about the Collegian, the biggest thing is just how accessible it is. It's really easy to write for us. It's really easy to get involved. Again, we meet every Monday night in Oliphant. We're right in the door. It says our name on the door. You can't miss us. It's really easy to get your name published in the paper, and then it's really easy to access all of our stuff because we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on Twitter. Instagram's probably the best for student involvement, but a lot of parents and alumni are on the Facebook. And from that, everything links back to our website, and we publish everything every week. And it's so easy to access, it's so easy to get involved. I wish people would really want to interact with it.
Yeah, that's awesome information. Well, that's about all the time that we have for today. Thank you so much for speaking to us, and everybody make sure to go read the Collegian.
Please do.
Hello and welcome to TUTV. I'm David Stump.
And I'm Joe McCurdy. We've got some exciting news for you, so let's get right into it.
Tulsa football took their third straight loss of the season this weekend, losing to the Navy Midshipmen 21-53. It was a shocking loss as Tulsa had been highly competitive in their last two games against Ole Miss and Cincinnati and were favored against the 1-3 Midshipmen. There were some bright spots in the game, with wide receiver Keelan Stokes moving into second place on TU's all-time receiving chart. He's now only 28 yards shy of the record, surpassing Howard Twilley's record of 3,343 receiving yards. The Golden Hurricane now face a bye week where they look to get healthy, both physically and mentally, before heading into the back half of the season.
Tulsa men's soccer took their second loss of the season on Monday, losing a heartbreaker to the University of Southern Florida with a score of 2-1. Playing without star senior Alex Meinhard, junior Malik Henry Scott stepped up and scored in the 68th minute to give Tulsa a 1-0 lead, but USF came back with 2 goals of their own late in the final half. Tulsa will look to take advantage of the week-long break before playing at home against Memphis, who currently sits at 5-2-3 on the season.
Tulsa women's volleyball went 0-3 this week, losing to UCF, SMU, and Memphis, falling to 9-8 on the season. UCF, the reigning AAC champions and NCCA tournament competitors, made quick work of the Golden Hurricane, winning a dominating 3-0 match. Trying to bounce back at home, Tulsa took conference rival SMU to 5 sets after pulling out the fourth set 25-21. The size and power of SMU eventually got the best of Tulsa as they dropped the fifth set 15-12. Tulsa tried to defend its home court yet again against Memphis, but after dropping the first 2 sets, it was too little too late for the Golden Hurricane, losing 3-1 to the Tigers. Tulsa goes on a 4-game road trip before coming back to the Reynolds Center to face UCF on October 28th.
Tulsa women's soccer defended their home pitch as they faced Houston on Sunday, claiming a 3-0 victory over the Cougars. 3 separate Golden Hurricane players scored, with Emily Torres, Isolde Ranz-Dortier, and Quinn Turner all finding net in the Sunday night victory. This was a much-needed win for the Tulsa team that is tied in the previous two matches as they now improve to 7-4-3 on the season. They are back at home on Sunday as they play a UCF before going on the road against Memphis.
Major League Baseball playoffs are now underway with the wild card matchups finishing up this past Sunday, with the Mariners, Phillies, Guardians, and Padres all reaching the division series against the number 1 seeds in their respective divisions. A few record-breaking performances for a couple of teams as both the Seattle Mariners and Philadelphia Phillies broke long-standing playoff droughts. The playoffs also saw the end of 3 legendary careers, as the St. Louis Cardinals saw the final game of soon-to-be Hall of Famers Yadier Molina, Albert Pujols, and Adam Wainwright. The division series will commence on October 11th, with each of the 8 teams fighting for a chance to reach the championship series and the World Series.
So I don't know about you, but I'm really excited for the MLB playoffs, and I don't know if you could tell by what I'm wearing.
Oh my gosh.
But I think the Phillies are going to take it all.
See, being from Houston, I'm just physically obligated to vote for the Astros, you know?
You know what? I think
Go big or go home.
I think I should get you a trash can. Just
Oh,
a
wow.
little cheating.
You know,
never
it's
hurt
fine.
anybody, right?
It's okay. Continue the trend of just like shitting on Houston people here at TUTV, but it's fine. Excuse the language.
No.
Well, that's all the time that we have for y'all this week. We'll see y'all next time.
Hello, welcome to TUTV. I'm Joe McCurdy.
I'm Aiden Whitaker. Let's get into it.
Clips from the new movie Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo have introduced a new female love interest for Velma, confirming Velma's identity as a lesbian. Fans of Scooby-Doo have been suspicious of Velma's sexuality for decades. The suspicion has been amplified over recent years as Scooby-Doo writers and producers have confirmed these suspicions, everywhere but on screen. James Gunn, the head writer of the live-action movies in the early 2000s, tweeted in 2020, quote, "In 2001, Velma was explicitly gay in my initial script," end quote. Gunn's sentiments have been echoed by Tony Cervoni, the supervising producer of the Mystery Incorporated series, who said, quote, "Velma in Mystery Incorporated is not bi, she's gay," end quote. Both Gunn and Cervoni have blamed the studio for not allowing Velma's sexuality to be made explicit. Velma's sexuality finally being shown in Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo gives hope for more LGBTQ representation in future cartoons and children's media.
The first trailer for the new Super Mario Bros. Movie has been released with overwhelmingly positive reception. The trailer has received 23 million views in the past week, with the total number of likes standing at 774,447 as of Monday. According to Video Games News, the response to the video is currently 95.5 positive based on the number of likes and dislikes. For reference, the ratio of another video game movie, Sonic the Hedgehog, was only around 39% positive. The positive reception of Super Mario Bros. Has been largely accredited by Jack Black's performance as Bowser, which left viewers excited to see more.
The Tulsa State Fair has come to a close after a successful 2022 season. Fox 23 News has estimated that around 1 million people visited the fair over its 11-day course. The Tulsa State Fair's chief operating officer, Amanda Blair, has said that the event produces around 50 million impact to the local community. Of the fair, Blair said, quote, "A lot of local businesses participate in the Tulsa State Fair, and we are very fortunate to have them in our community as well," end quote. Blair continues to call the fair, quote, "an overall success," end quote. Captain Mike Moore of the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office has said they pride themselves on being one of the safest fairs in the country, and this year was no different. As the fair has drawn to a close, Tulsans eagerly await next year's festivities.
Last week, Marvel Studios released the first look at the emotional sequel Black Panther. The trailer for the sequel, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, has served as a painful reminder of the tragic loss of Chadwick Boseman, who played T'Challa in the first film. The trailer offers the viewers a glimpse of grieving Wakanda as they mourn the loss of their king. In the wake of Boseman's death, Marvel has chosen not to recast the role, but to have another character take up his position as the Black Panther. Fans are hopeful that this decision not to recast will honor Boseman's legacy as the Black Panther's story continues.
Beloved actress Angela Lansbury passed away this morning at 96 years old. Lansbury made her film debut in 1944, earning an Oscar nomination for her first role in the film Gaslight. The actress has graced our screens ever since and was as successful on Broadway as she was on film. Not only did Lansbury have 6 Tony Awards, she also holds the record for the most Golden Globe nominations and wins for Best Actress in a Television Drama Series and the most Emmy nominations for a lead actress in a drama series. The actress stayed busy in her later years and said in her final roles in an interview with Associated Press, quote, "I want women my age to be represented the way they are, which is vital, productive members of society," end quote. She will be dearly missed by both fans and family. So I think we're going to go back to the Super Mario movie because it has sparked quite a controversy, if you ask me. If you see any social media, Chris Pratt, who is the voice of the Mario character, has seen quite a bit of backlash because he's a non-Italian American voicing an Italian character.
You know, I think we're giving Chris Pratt too much hate. You know, he's trying his best, man. Like he's entering that world. You know, like I think it'll be okay.
Give him the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah, give him the benefit of the doubt.
You know, let's see what happens when the movie comes out.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's all from us, folks. Thank you.
Hi, welcome back. So, you told me earlier that you went to the Tulsa State
Yes,
Fair. What
I
was that
did.
like?
To me, it's just huge. Like, that's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah.
And I went during the day one day, and then during the evening a different day. And they're very different vibes.
Yes. Which did you like better, going during the day or night?
Well, I mean, I went during the day on the weekend, and they had like some cool like stunt motorbike drivers like jumping and
Whoa.
sort of taking their hands off the handlebars and
That's
stuff. It was
awesome.
crazy. But during the night, during the week, and that was quite nice because it wasn't so busy as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got to eat lots of amazing food. What do you prefer, day or night?
I like night. I like all the lights, and there's less like younger kids, so I think, and the lines are shorter. It's
Yeah.
a little quieter. But what was your favorite food you had? Because the fair food is just
Okay, so this
iconic.
is quite controversial with some of my friends, but I love the donut burger. The donut burger has my heart, always will, and it's just, yeah. It's like the glazed donut with burger, and I just sort of save one donut for my dessert and have the other bit as my main course. It's very good.
That's quite the choice. I've never had a donut burger. I feel like I need to try one before I can judge you for that.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
Everyone judges me, and then I gave them a try, and they were like, okay, actually, I
They liked
understand where
it?
you're coming from now. So
Really?
don't judge it till you try it. It was delicious. But also candy apples,
Yes.
they're delicious too.
Yes.
And just a good corn dog. That's a very American food
Oh,
that I
yeah.
actually really enjoy. So
Have
yeah.
you had like deep fried Oreos?
Yes.
So good.
That
Cheesecake
sort
on
of
a
rivals.
stick.
Oh, I've not had that.
It's also good.
I do want that. Oh God, I was just walking around thinking I don't know how I'm meant to decide what food I want. There are so many options.
Yes, it's incredible. And then do you like roller coasters? Because I'm not
Yeah.
the biggest roller coaster fan.
I just don't like lining up for the roller coasters.
Yeah.
It just takes a while.
It's the worst.
But I like to watch everything happening. And you know the ones where you have to just like the fun games along the side where you sort of have to like hook the duck or things like that.
Yeah.
Like that's really fun for me to watch and good fun to take part of. So
Did
yeah.
you win anything?
Not this year, sadly.
They're rigged anyways.
I would
You
agree.
can never win them. What was your favorite ride you rode?
My favorite. I didn't ride a ride.
You didn't? You didn't
No.
ride? You just went and hung out?
No, unfortunately not. But I did enjoy watching people get splashed on the water roller coaster. But
Sometimes the vibe is worth it, even if you don't ride anything.
no,
Just
I
hanging
agree.
out.
I agree. But anyway, that's all we have time for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching.